everyone, today I'll be reviewing this movie. It is dropped on Netflix called Narvik, and this movie it is from Norway, and this movie it is based on a true story, and this movie does centers around Gunnar, who is this soldier. His soldier in this Narvik island, and this movie takes place in World War II, and we see in this movie there is an English soldier, a German soldier, and of course Norway soldier. So in this movie you see this soldier, he's going on this mission because Germany, they're about to attack this island, and he goes on to his mission. We see in this movie also his wife, she's also doing something else on the side too. Like, her name is Ingrid, and she works, at first we see she's working in this restaurant, but somehow she gets involved with this Germany people in this movie. And overall this movie, it was actually quite interesting watch for me, because this movie centers around, it is centers around this family, this soldier and his family. Although he went to war for Narvik, and his wife, who is left behind, I guess, with their son. And in this movie does follow a lot of subplot. Like, there is a lot of plot going on here and there. For me personally, I really like, I suppose, the soldier Gunnar and his wife storyline. Although the wife was doing a lot of stuff, and the wife storyline, I guess I see some people online, they didn't like her storyline, Ingrid, because in this movie she essentially works with Germany. And the end of this movie, the way it's end, okay, overall I really like this movie, but way it's end, I was like, how they're ending this movie? He's just walking away from a war. Are you allowed to do this? Because you cannot just walk away from any war. If they call you, you have to go and fight. And the end of this movie looks like he was walking away with her. And I was like, is that not means she's kind of a deserter, when you leave the war or something. Especially when they call on you, you cannot just leave. So that part of this movie is really very unbelievable. But for some reason, when he did came back to her, I was in tears. It felt really good at that moment. But after finish watching this movie, and when you think about it, it sounds like this soldier, who is a Norway soldier, and beginning of this movie he was really fighting for, end of the day, his country, and end of this movie he was just walking away from this war. Made him look like he's kind of betraying his country. That's what it looks like. So this movie, actually, some of the fighting scene, I guess not fighting scene, the war scene, they looked okay, and some of the scene looks nice, and some of the scene looks like really brutal when you watch it. I was reading about this movie. This movie did cost a lot of money to make, like the budget is high, but although I thought this movie didn't really have that budget when you watch it. All the production to me looked okay. I thought it was small budget movie or something, but it isn't. Overall, for me, I liked this movie with all this plot hole it had. Somehow the center of the family story about these people who, when you watch it, their problem and their story, feels real, you know what I mean? In a war zone, like if you are in their situation, that is what you do, you try to protect your son. That is what she thought she was doing. End of this movie, somehow to me felt like she's betraying her own country, but I don't know. That is why many people will not like this movie, but overall it is very heart touching when you watch it. And there is some, like, the center of this family is really good. Maybe their story is not, but like their acting is good, and the other subplot I didn't find it that interesting. But overall, this movie was okay for me. I actually liked. And but if you didn't like, I understand. But this movie does have a lot of slow moving part, but overall this movie does good job showing you how, like, this war, how it affected this island. Because there were, end of this movie, they show you all this imagery from the war, and I was like, so this island did got destroyed by the Germany, and they did, I guess, for only that war they did get like they lost in that war, but only one time, I guess. That is what the movie said. That is what I understood. But overall, it was like interesting watch for me. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie.